So I did something that's a little bit crazy. Last February, I was just really reflecting on my last couple summers of daycare because they've been really hard. And I've been like, what can I do differently? My kids are getting older, and although they love daycare, like so much, they love daycare, it's gotten a lot harder as my kids have gotten older, and I never really anticipated that. Like when my kids were little, they were with my daycare group the whole entire day. We were playing in water tables and doing crafts and blowing bubbles and games and all of the things. And as they've gotten older, they do hang out with my daycare group a lot. They like to come hang out, but they also like to go do their own thing. And that has been really hard for me to micromanage while doing daycare at the same time. They'll decide to take out something at the table and I'm like, oh, you can't do that, I have daycare. Or they'll start a project and leave it on the deck and I'm like, oh, you can't do that, I have daycare. They'll take out toys from their room that are not appropriate and I'll be like, oh, you can't do that, or take that out, I have daycare. And it just like feels like a lot of me saying no to my kids the whole entire day, and then them having a lot of frustrations because this is their house. Also, as they're getting older, they just want to have friends over a lot more, which actually feels kind of complicated because if they're younger kids, I need to have like paperwork on them. They also count in my capacity. And I also just have to like watch them and what their friends are doing while trying to do daycare. It's just not the easiest thing. Anyway, so the last couple summers, I've just been very stressed trying to keep everything going. Not only do I have daycare, but I also do social media. So I essentially have two jobs. And a lot of people think that social media looks really glamorous and easy. It can be at sometimes, but I also put in like really long hours for social media. Like you guys don't see it, but a lot of days right after I get done with my daycare day, I am filming and editing more videos. Today is my Saturday and I am spending probably my 8:30 a.m. to 2 o'clock-ish. I'm guessing it'll take me to film everything that I need to film today. And then I'll still have more editing to do while we're camping this weekend. So it's not like, and I'll be filming and editing our whole camping weekend too. So it's a lot. Anyway, so back in February, I was kind of reflecting on this and I decided that I was going to close my daycare for the whole summer. Now, I'm at a point currently where I have a big group of kids going to kindergarten. So I only was going to be left with like 2 families for summer. A couple of my families might have came like 1 or 2 days a week part-time if I was going to be open. But at the end of the day, I just decided that financially it didn't make a whole lot of sense for me to stay open for summer with all of the struggles that I've had the last couple summers. And I just, as my kids have been getting older, I have been feeling like time is fading really fast. And these are like critical years where I just need to be a little bit more present and fill their buckets better than I have the last couple years. So for that reason, back in February, I announced to my daycare families that I was closing for the summer. And for the 2 families that it really affected, I'm sure that it was a really big shock. And it actually felt so bad. Like I think I cried for like 2 days before I actually sent the message, but I knew I needed to tell them right away. They were both super kind and understanding about it, but I know that that left them in a tricky situation. But they both were able to figure it out relatively quickly. And currently both those families have plans to be back in the fall, which I was really, really happy to hear because I knew that there was a chance that they would just need to find new daycare. When I made this decision back in February, I just kind of made a point of saving up enough money to where I could take the summer off from daycare. So I had been saving for this for months. It's kind of crazy because I didn't even take this much time off when I had my babies. Like I've never taken a period of time off this long. 3 of my babies I had in the midst of doing daycare. And with all 3 of them, I planned for 6 weeks off. But at about 4 weeks postpartum, I decided to start letting a couple kids come back and kind of ease into it before I had a full crew at 6 weeks postpartum. Looking back, it's kind of crazy that I did that. But I will say time and time again, especially when my kids were little, daycare helped me through motherhood so much. It kept me on like a really good schedule. It kept me busy. My kids had friends every day. Like daycare really helped me through motherhood. I can't imagine raising little kids without it. It also allowed me to be home with them, and I'm always going to be grateful that I chose to do daycare. But yeah, things have changed a little bit as my kids have gotten older, and I truly am really excited to just focus on my kids this summer, spend time with them. I'll still be making videos and doing social media, and I'll be back with daycare in the fall.